Have you ever wondered why you're becoming so negative and trying to find fault in everything, while many others have a very positive perspective about life? And internally, you start blaming this to your nature or a character. But who decides such characters in you, like being positive or negative? So, there is a concept called Guna or Tri-Gunas in Ayurveda that determines this character or attribute in every individual. In this video, I'm going to go more detail about what is this three gunas and how they impact your personal and professional and overall life and well-being. Welcome to Life to Wellness and the Simple Ayurveda series. Today we're going to talk about the three gunas. So guna is nothing but a natural attribute or a character that exists in everything, including individuals. They're primarily, we call it as Sattva, Raja and Tamas. Sattva is all about purity, wisdom and knowledge, and Rajas is all about an action, movement and desires, and Tamas is primarily an inertia or a darkness or even a destruction. And these forces exist in everything, like example, plants, animals, human, season, environment, and everywhere, and they influence every experience and every situation you face in life, especially in human, right? If somebody is more dominant with sattva guna, they primarily have very clear understanding of things, more clarity, wisdoms, and with the prominent sattva they'll be more calm, compassionate, and more spiritually aligned. If people with rajas, which is more of a dynamic and action, they are very goal oriented. They try to fulfill their desires, very active, and the positive dynamics will be there in that individual. But sometimes, because they are over ambitious or trying to run behind their desires, they get into stress, anxiety, and those kind of situations. And the third one, which is the tamas, primarily, which is more of a negative force or a darkness or inertia. People dominant with tamas, they tend to be more negative mindset and very lethargic, not inclining to life, and more addicted to unwanted things. So therefore, you cannot find one pure sattva guna in everybody, right? There'll be always a combination, like the way we identified the vata, pitta, kapha combination in prakriti. Even the gunas will have the three combinations, but what dominates decides your core characters and your personalities and your way of life. So now you're going to find out how to identify your three gunas through a very simple questionnaire. So now we're going to start doing the Guna test. So what is Guna test? It's nothing but a very simple questionnaires, around 30 very simple questions. And by answering this, you will be able to identify what is your dominating Guna. So the quiz is organized with 3 questions. So you will have SRT as a code names for each of these questions, which is primarily a Sattva, Raja and Tamas related questions. You identify what is more relevant in your current context and give the score according to what you experience. So it could be 1 or it could be the 2. So if it is completely the Sattva Guna you have, you can give 10. But if you see there is a Sattva and Rajas or Tamas, you can distribute it. And at the end, when you total all the scores, that will help you to identify what is your dominant Guna. So let's get into the quiz. The first one is about your health. So, how is your physical health? Do you feel very strong, robust, and having a good immunity, or if there is an inconsistency, or you have a very weak or a poor immunity? Just score it according to that. How is your speech? So, are you able to clearly communicate and very calm voice, or you are very excited always and you talk a lot, or you're very dull and you don't talk much, or you keep things within you? So based on that you can give your score. How's your diet? So if you are a very pure vegetarian, So it's more sattvic. Somewhere I think you have a very occasional non-vegetarian, you take meat occasionally, then you're kind of into the rajas. And if you have complete non-veg all the time, you'll have a lot of tamas gunas. And about drugs and alcohol, don't take, you're more into sattvic, occasional, or it could be more frequent than it is tamas guna. The need of the sleep, there is also an important factor. So very little doesn't mean that you're going to have a deprived sleep or disturbed sleep. It is like a peaceful sleep, good enough. 7 to 8 hours is good enough for you. A moderate is primarily, you have a little long or a short sleep, but sometimes you'll have a little restlessness. That is for the rajas guna. For tamas, it is very extensive sleep. You like to sleep, you feel lazy always, and you love to sleep for a long time. Then you have more of tamas guna. Hygiene. If you have a very good hygiene, then you are very sattvic, and if you don't have, you fall under the tamas guna. Anger. Yes, every human will express their anger, but very rarely you do it, and if you bring it back, then you have more sattvic nature. Occasionally you express it, it's okay, but if you keep on showing it regularly, then you're more tamasic. Fear, again, very rare. If you express, you're fine, but if you keep on expressing fearful situation in every occasion, you are dominated with tamas guna. Desire. Every human would like to have some desire and fulfill things in life, but if it is little and you are able to achieve what you're doing regularly, then it is sattvic. Rajas is good because you will have a little more ambitious and you will be running behind certain things, but in that process you will get into stress. The tamas is too much, very greedy, very possessive. You are going behind things which you cannot even achieve. So that is primarily a tamas guna. Pride, yes, you can take it as it comes. That is sattvic. Rajas is almost like you do things to get visibility and go behind that. And tamas is very, very extensive, like very purposely doing and only looking for that, and not really worried about rest of the things. That is your tamas guna. Generosity, like sattvic, is always very high. They are very unconditional. Like what you do is with no intentions. Your rajas will be little bit in between, and tamas, you never have that. You always selfish and greedy, and it is having more tamas guna. Control of sense, like everybody gets into different difficult situations in life. How you emotionally control it matters. So if you have very good control of your sense, more sattvic, and if you have very weak, you're more into tamas character. Love. Sattvic people will have an unconditional love, and it is not only to people, it is across all the nature, animals, everything. That's a pure sattvic character. Rajas is more of a human relations, personal related, and very selective. Tamas, definitely they lack love everywhere, not just only to family, friends, everywhere. They don't even have attachments to uh, the nature, animals, what is happening across. Depression, sattvic will never, or maybe even they have it, they know how to come back. Rajas will keep having it in between because of their stress. Tamas people will have it very frequent because they live in the world of past. They always keep procrastinating, overthinking about what happened, what could have been done better. They keep on talking, but they don't do any action. Concentration, yes, sattvic will have a better and good concentration. Rajas will be moderate, and tamas characters will have very poor concentration. Violent behavior. So sattvic will never get into those kind of actions. Rajas people will have it sometime because they're very action oriented. So sometimes they express, but Tamas characters will be very frequent with that. Very violent behaviors, hurtful behaviors, not only to the others, they will also self-destruct themselves. Forgiveness is a very good quality. It is part of sattvic nature. You forgive easily and excuse and move ahead in life. Rajas will do, but they will need some time. They need some effort to forgive things. On the Tamas other hand, they will never. They hold the grudge. It's like they keep it forever, and every occasion they bring it to defend and put people down. Memory will be very good for Sattvic and very poor for Tamas Guna. Willpower, yes, Sattvic will have a very strong, good willpower. Rajas, yes, will be good, but it will vary based on situation. Tamas, obviously, they will not have that, and they always lethargic and they feel negative about things. They lack motivation. Intelligence, obviously, as I said, Sattvic is more about intelligence and understanding and purity, so very strong, intelligence. And Rajas will have a variable nature, and Tamas always weak with intellect. Truthfulness, yes, Sattvic will be always have the truthfulness, and they fear about themselves or God, so they are always truthful. Uh, Rajas will have moderate, and Tamas they will not have. Honesty, again, is always there with Sattvic characters, and very rarely you'll find with the Tamas characters. Peace of mind, yes, obviously Sattvic will have a very nice peace of mind, very good mindset, so they always stay positive. Rajas will be little partial, yes, they will be still better, but they'll be partial. Tamas will have very rarely, they will have those kind of good experience. Creativity, yes, it's obvious. Sattvic will have a high, Rajas will be moderate, and Tamas will be very low. Work nature, yes, Sattvic will be like selfless. They dedicate, they volunteer, they devote to any kind of a work, irrespective of the results and what they will get out of it. Whereas Rajas will do that, but they will always look for what is in for me. So there will be always a little bit of what is they will get out of it. Tamas, they are very lazy, lethargic, and they try to avoid such initiatives and works. Attachment to money, yes, it is Sattvic will have a very little, whereas Rajas will have more, and Tamas will have a lot, because they want to live a fantasy life and extravagant life. They are spenders. Last, more the Sattvic will have a very low, because they understand what is life. Rajas, obviously, they know what do they need and they'll be moderate, but the Tamas, they are fully into that because they wanted to enjoy the life, the court. So, in that phase, they will get into a lot of such actions. Sattvic, yes, they're more spiritual, into prayers, religious activities, and very good in following meditation, and they get all the benefits of all these good things. Rajas, yes, they do, but because of their action orientation, they will do a little bit of compromise. They understand the value and they also follow it moderately. Tamas Gunas, they always have a opposite view about all these good things. They have hundreds of questions, and in that process, they never do, and they criticize, and they don't get into all spiritual activities. End of the life is all about contentment, and Sattvic people usually have very good knowledge about or the purpose of life, so they are always contented. Rajas, yes, they do, but they will be partial on it. Tamas, obviously, they will not. Anything they will find a fault. They always complain about life, and they don't really value the life. The last is service. Sattvic people are more into service mindset, so they do a lot of volunteering and dedicated work for others. Rajas, they do a little bit, or sometimes they even contribute more into financial and those kind of a thing. Tamas, obviously, they will not, because they have their own perception about service. They will not get into. So, so by now you would have completed your quiz and know what is your prominent guna. So knowing is better, but you need to really work on to improve it. So if you find yourself more into tamas gunas, definitely it is not advisable. Please work on to move up the one step, that move into sattvic. So how do you do it? As we, if you look at the quiz, you yourself understand that many factors influence this, including your diet, your food habits, your lifestyle, your culture, your environment, friends, everything matters. So you need to make a very sincere effort in changing this through your lifestyle and many other factors. If you want a professional help, please consult an Ayurvedic practitioner. They will guide you better to take the next steps. Or if you're more looking for a preventive and proactive wellness, you can join our self therapies and preventive wellness courses that will help you to move from being to well being. So, see you soon with another interesting topic through our Simple Ayurveda series, as well as I'm going to start another series for other traditional practices. Thank you.